Meeting a new girl. Man, the curse that just keeps coming, right? And I know I might be a little pessimistic about it, but man, every time I get set free, another one just swoops in and something about it, man. It's hard to step away when it comes, you know? It's like, well, I am enjoying it. It's nice talking. Oh, we have all this in common. I can't wait to waste my weekends again. I just got free, bro. I just got free and motivated. Bro, it's a positive thing overall, but I just find it ironic that, man, every time throughout my life when I get like locked in, and there's been times where I was like, dating a girl, and then we have a break or whatever, and I like super lock in. There's something in us guys where we get locked in once we're left alone. Hitting the gym, eating good, working on that project we haven't worked on, or that we dreamt of doing or had aspirations to do, be it music, YouTube, or some kind of hustle, something enjoyable that can maybe bring in some income, elevate our existence in a way. And dude, it's like we have a magnetism once we start doing that, I guess, because then we just draw in more women, bro. And it's like, man, it's like I can already see where this is going. And it's fun meeting a new girl. Like all the similarities and kind of the differences and the quirks. And you're like, oh, this person's fun. It's kind of interesting how things just come together. And as I get older, if you guys have listened to any of my older videos, I know I've mentioned like we are in an epidemic of undateable women. So it is kind of rare to find one that seems like pretty chill and worth spending the time on. Not throwing shade, man. It just is what it is. If you're one of those undateable women, I mean, I guess you're technically dateable, right? Like you'll make a guy's life a living hell for a bit, and then you'll move on to the next one. It is what it is. Sometimes we can't fight our biological DNA to want to procreate, so we get tricked sometimes into these toxic, uneducated women. Oh, you know which ones I'm talking about, though. I'm not throwing shade. They exist, man. I didn't make them, so it is what it is. But dude, every now and again, and I would imagine most of us guys, other than maybe our hardened boys out here who are just kind of, only care about the looks. So you want the 10 on 10, doesn't matter about the personality. You're not there for a conversation. That's fine, man. That is what it is. Someone's got to take them, and it's probably an enjoyable life. So I don't, you know, in a second life, maybe I'll be that guy where I do some scam business, and then I'm on a yacht with four tens who kind of talk in modern lingo or something. I don't know. I'm not throwing shade. Those guys they're killing it out there. But for me, man, like I'm not necessarily picky. There's just a vibe I like. I like a grounded lady. And man, do they just sweep in? They just swoop in, and like I've said before, man, I call them warlocks of time. I know it should be witches of time. I like warlocks of time. I like the way that sounds. Because, dude, it's like you gotta tend to that garden. You gotta start texting them, more frequently. You gotta like water that garden, man. You gotta make sure they get attention, that you hear them. You gotta plan days now. And I guess you could just cut it off and not deal with that at all. But, dude, once you meet like a good one, it's kind of hard to do that. It's like, oh, where's this gonna go? There's only two options where this is gonna go. Either we keep getting along and one of us passes, or one of us nukes the vibe at some point and we stop talking. So we spend all this time just to nuke the vibe somehow. Isn't that unfortunate, man? Like, I'm sure I'd be curious if are you guys friends with any of your exes? Like, I don't have any ill will or anything towards any of my exes, but like, I don't know, what's the point in talking to them right now? Like, maybe to catch up or whatever. I don't know. I just feel like if that electricity was there at some point, like that electricity that gets you down and dirty, that attraction, I feel like that will always kind of be there, man. Especially like if you've ever taken a break and then it's like, oh, let's meet up again and, kind of see how things feel. And it's like, boom, now we're in the bedroom again. And now we're together again. And here we go again. Until one of us nukes the vibe. But, something about us, man, I guess we all need someone. We all need someone, because, dude, yeah, even if you're kind of just doing your thing, man, like, we're always talking to someone, right? Like, even times where, like, right now, I was, like, planning on not. And it just randomly. It's like, well, I'm not going to pass this up. It seems like a good vibe. So, yeah, man, I'd be curious if you guys, because when I look in my past, man, it seems like I've always kind of been talking to someone. Even when I was kind of doing my thing, like there's always some ladies, on the side you're talking to for a little bit. You kind of, it's that dopamine. Get a little appreciation, get some compliments every now and again. It kind of fuels your fire. Oh, and then they lock you down. I always think of that Patrice O'Neill bit where it's like him out fishing or whatever, and then once you catch a certain fish and it like jumps back on the boat, and it's like, are you gonna come back fishing here again? Something like that. It's like the elephant in the room. That special. Man, stand up used to be good, man. I haven't seen a good stand up special in a hot minute. Maybe I haven't watched enough in the past few years, but it seems like they kind of changed in a way. The tone, but I'm sure there's some good ones. I just am unaware of them. Definitely off topic, but you guys feel this way with stand up? Like when you first introduce, it's so funny. You find these really good comedians and you start to enjoy the art of joke writing. And then eventually you're like, ah, man. Once you see like kind of the formula, you're like, ah, okay. And you don't like gut laugh anymore. You just kind of smile. You're like, yeah, nice. You know what I mean? But anyway, man, back to meeting a new gal, bro. Oh man, I feel like that GTA meme where it's like, here we go again, man. Here we go again. Let me be my best self until I fall, and then we break it off. I don't know, man. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But maybe, I don't know. In the early stages of meeting a girl, right? It is a little motivating, don't you think? Like I've noticed, I can be like self motivated. Like I get motivated like not talking to girls, or like not talking to any of them seriously, besides the side girls I brought up earlier. Where it's like you're just doing your thing, pretty motivated doing it, and then you meet a girl and you're like, ugh, I should get better. I should get even better because I don't want to. I don't want to. I should fire off on all cylinders to be a worthy partner. Oh, yeah, man. It's kind of a curse. It's a blessing and a curse. And I don't know. I kind of want to talk about marriage. I guess I can talk about it right now, but I kind of want to make a different video and just kind of go down my thoughts on marriage. But I don't know, man. Isn't it interesting that is there any guy who wants to like actually get married? Sometimes I think like I like the idea of it, the sentiment of it. The little ritual. It's it's cute, it's cool. But I always think like marriage is kind of that thing that just forces you to stay with someone when you don't want to stay with them anymore. It's like when a girl, because I would imagine more pressure on the girl that asks, right? And then it's pressure on us to actually kneel and do it. I don't know how many girls you guys have had to break it off with just because you postponed marriage for so long, where it kind of just killed the vibe. It's like, bruh, if I didn't want to be here, I wouldn't be. Why do I need a piece of paper that says you can have half of my stuff? Like, what is this? If I didn't want to be here, I wouldn't. And I get it in a sense for them, for the women. It's like a security reason, I imagine, right? Other than, I feel like in this, I kind of feel like they're brainwashed by like Disney movies, like the princess movies and whatnot. That you need like your prince in shining armor and to be elevated. But like I get, it's like it is you kind of showing them like I'm not going to talk to other girls or cheat because most women have been cheated on. Most people have, I suppose. So I get what they're coming from. It's like, well, but like I can't help but think it's the idea of will you stay with me even when you don't want to? It's like, bro, what do you mean? Oh man, and it's so skewed against us guys. Like I know you can get like a prenup, so they don't take half your money, but they'll find that offensive. At least in my experience, man. Like talking about it, it's like, well, I definitely want a prenup, and they like almost find that offensive. And it's like, what do you mean? Like, so if you go cheat while we're married and we get divorced, one, you break my heart and you take off my stuff. It's like, bro, what is this? And I just think of all the dudes who have just, dude, kind of got their lives destroyed. And they're just not the same guy anymore. There's no light in their eyes. They just drink and just kind of cope. They don't want to talk to women anymore. Well, they kind of do, but it's like it's not really worth it. So they just kind of stay inside, maybe watch sports now, get that beer gut, start eating hamburgers again and just becoming a thick, lonely boy. But dude, there's so many guys out there who have lost their lives because of that stuff. And I guess I don't know, like everything on this channel, it's probably on me, man. It's just the way I look at things. I can't help it, man. But so I guess it might be like a fear thing, dude. Yeah, I don't want that to happen to me, bro. You give everything to this girl, and dude, and this might be mean to say, but like, I don't know if you've ever been with someone, and then like if their body changes a lot, like let's say they gain a lot of weight, it's like it's existential in a sense because it's like I still love you and appreciate you, and still will like tend to this fire. We spent all these years, and I'm not just judging you based off your looks. But if I'm being real, if you look like this when we first met, I don't think we would have really taken it this far. So it's like, it's messed up, man. I feel like you kind of have to be where you're at when you meet someone kind of forever in a way. Unless you both get fat and you just enjoy that now. Like there's probably couples out there definitely who've done that. Grow old and fat together. Isn't that like a saying? I don't know. And that's fine, man. But dude, you guys know what I'm saying? It's like, so imagine getting married. How many times have this happened? Where you marry this girl, she put on her best face and everything for the past year or whatever. Dude, people get married after like a year. It's like, bro, you don't even know. I've played games for like a year straight, like MMOs, and then now I just never touch it or think about it again. It's like I enjoyed it so much, and I kind of thought I would always continue playing this. Nope. And I feel like that's the same with people, man. Especially people. Because, like, one, our personalities, well, they generally stay the same, especially once you get past, like, age 25, I will say. I guess that is when your frontal cortex finishes forming. So you kind of are who you are. So if you guys are under 25, learn as much as you can and try to be as open-minded as you can and expand your horizon of knowledge before 25, because you might be stuck in your ways after that. I'm not sure, but that's what I did, and I feel like I'm pretty... maybe a little too open. Maybe I see too many of shades, potentially. I'm sure I have some blind spots somewhere that I'm sure some of you can point out for me. And honestly, I would appreciate it. I'm down. I always like a new perspective, a new way of looking at it, because I don't really find there to be a wrong way of looking at things. It just exists. So if it's a perspective that exists, it's true. It exists. So who cares? At the end of the day, you just choose which one you want to partake in, and hopefully it's the most positive one. But sometimes, man, we're in the negative depths, which you've probably heard on this channel already, or you'll hear in the future, because sometimes I'm just in that vibe, man. Sometimes I'm exploring the depths. I'm going in the catacombs, and I'm checking out the loot down there. And then sometimes I want to go to Paradiso and check out the loot up there. You know what I mean? You guys follow? Oh, man. But yeah, marriage, dude. Marriage. I like the idea of it. It's fun. It's kind of cute. Like we're getting, in front of God's presence. I will say they invalidated marriage as soon as they made divorce legal. And that's a tricky one, because I feel like sometimes, like if one of them becomes like mad abusive, like what do we do with this person? We're just gonna force one of them to live with them still, and so it is tricky. What blows my mind? Why gay marriage was like such a hot topic, and it probably still is for some people. But it's like, bro, why do you guys even care? You guys can get divorced, and I'm sorry, Brenda, you've been divorced 3 times. It's like, this isn't a sacred thing as you make it out to be. It's just like a cute like promise. So like, let these people do what they can, And I imagine, I mean, I'm a little out of the loop, but I think it's illegal nationwide, right? So they got over that. Good for them. Good for them. But yeah. They invalidated it once divorce became a thing. And why do we need the government to step in? Well, what's the point in that? Like, why make a rule about it? Like, you're going to break the rule if you cheat on me, and I'm going to take half your stuff. It's like, I'm not going to cheat on you. I'm still here. Can't we stay? Okay, I'll marry you after 10 years, and if we still get along, boom. I guess it might be different with kids, though, right? I feel like kids... thankfully, pull-out game strong over here, or infertile. I don't know. Haven't had to deal with it. But I imagine kids, like if I accidentally had a kid with my ex that I spent majority of, my dating life with, if you go by years, right? If I accidentally got her pregnant, I probably would have married her. And I mean, I felt like we probably were going to get married at some point. It was just like, can we do it at some point when the world isn't crazy? Like, it eventually got to like 2020, right? And I was like, bruh, can we see how things are playing out? Everything's kind of crazy right now. Oh man, I don't even want to. One of these days, I'll get into politics and how that's a cancer on our current society, man. Maybe it always has been, but I'm still pretty new here. I am in my later 20s, but I'm still pretty new. I spawned in not that long ago in the grand scheme of things. So, and then politics, right? Like, I guess some people cared about politics in high school. Those goobers, man, debate class and whatnot. I couldn't be bothered. I still can't be bothered. I think it's all a scam. I think they're all evil. I think it's all pageantry at the end of the day, but that's a rant for a different day, man. I'm talking about marriage and meeting a new girl, bro. Wish me luck, man. Wish me luck. I wish you luck too. But yeah, hopefully my little spiel about marriage made sense. Because, yeah, man, it's cute, but, bruh, it's rough. It's rough for us guys out there. I will say, I do like seeing an old married couple. Sometimes, like, I will say, especially if they were like high school sweethearts. If you marry the first girl you were ever with, if you have that opportunity to do it, honestly, do it. If you love the girl you're with when you're young, honestly, just keep building that if possible. But it's hard, man, because if you can, it is hard because when you're young, your personality will change a bit, as you learn, and your outlook on the world will most likely change as you mature and you understand your surroundings better. You know what I mean? But if you can, man, these hoes be not worth it, bro. There's no point to ever cheat. No point to ever cheat, man. So disrespectful, Like if you want to cheat, just break up with them. And then if you have that feeling of like, well, I don't really want to break up with them, then it's like, then you don't really want to cheat, bro. Go beat off and go to bed. That's all you need to do. It's just the devil in your dick. You know what I mean? I'm kind of going all over the place, but I just want to kind of vent about that because, dude, I met this girl the other day and we're getting along really well. She grew up on like the same things. I have a soft spot for girls like into kind of more out there topics. I know there's a lot of spirituality girls out there nowadays, which is chill. Some of them are like surprisingly kind of toxic though, which is surprising because I feel like if you kind of get enlightened through any kind of spiritual means, you won't be toxic. It's like I feel like you missed the point there. Sounds like they got spiritual without doing psychedelics, so they're just missing that key ingredient that makes you spiritual. You know what I mean? But I like when girls can kind of get deeper with that type of stuff, and I also like a girl who likes a little nerdy stuff. Like, thank God Skyrim was such a huge game because a lot of girls have played Skyrim, and that's an easy win for me. I'm like, bro, that's all I need. All I need is a good late night Skyrim. Maybe we watch some horror movies, and then maybe we have a deep talk, or maybe we just chill. Oh, but yeah, wish me luck, boys. It's here we are again. But if you made it this far, bro, thank you for watching. You're appreciated. And make sure to do something for yourself today. Make sure to do something for someone else today. We got this, bro. Take care.